Welcome, disc golf fans, to the 2023 Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. This is it, the final 16 members here battling out, presented by Discraft, and as always, Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. My name is Chris German, and along beside me, we have Derek Skoll for the last Swedish event of the year, and it has been a pleasure with all these amazing sponsors and just this amazing coverage that we've been able to be a part of.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see how the entire season shakes out for these players that we've been getting to know. We have Fritiof here, no stranger to our coverage, Ljungqvist, Elias Luukkonen, who has also been on our coverage, and then Filip Dahlén is going to start us off. We only have 12 competitors today as the top 4 get the first round bye. So let's jump in to hole 1, par 4, 673 feet, 205 meter. It's a long one. You really just want to cover the ground to start, and then in your approach, going to be a little tricky because as you can see here, not really a lot of room there on the back, so it is going to be OB from what it looks like. And let's see Fritiof tee off.
Yeah, this is, so there's 3 cards out here. The top 4 will move on to round 2 and play in the semifinals. If there is a tie between people, it will go off of tour points and tour positioning. So very similar to what we saw from the Disc Golf Pro Tour in the previous years.
Nästa ut på tee har vi Ljungqvist, sponsrad av Clash Disc och Nordic Disc Golf.
There is OB over there to the left. Fritiof found left side of the fairway, kept it in bounds, but something to consider. Looks like the wind is going pretty good with a headwind.
Yeah, I was going to say quite a severe headwind here. So you definitely want to disc up.
Därefter har vi Elias Luukkonen, sponsrad av Discmania och MDG Media.
I'm very excited to see Elias traverse this course. He's been a man to show off quite a lot of finesse in his game. We're going to go into the woods a little later, so this should be quite a show.
Yeah, great talent here. One of the highest rated out of the Europeans, I would say. He's really high up there at 1040.
Sist ut på tee
He finds
har
the
vi
right side
Filip
of the
Dahlén,
fairway.
sponsrad av
We'll see if
Independent
that
Disc.
a little pinch or what his second shot will look like. We have Filip Dahlén here.
Yeah, I do see some
we filmed him
stakes.
once or twice this year, I believe, on some of the Euro Tour events throughout the year.
That checks up great.
Fritiof, the first to take a crack at this green. Finds himself about circle's edge.
That's just coming in a little too low. Doesn't give it enough time to move left, closer to the pin.
Filip's pretty close to where Fritiof ended up, about circle's edge. And Elias just a little pinched like I thought.
Yeah, I think that's the safe play. I mean, if you really try to go for it and muscle it up there, you're going to really run a lot of risk there. You really shouldn't have any problem recovering from that approach.
Yeah, everyone putting for birdie. Elias will be putting for par. So we see a layup.
I think the wind and just the close boundaries is going to show us a lot of that here.
Yeah, sloping green right behind the basket. Very easy to find yourself rolling away here. But this is the type of putt that can really set up a good round, build the confidence.
So maybe that's a half bid there for Fritiof.
Drawing medal, though. Good start. This is a great start. Able to save his par. As the stats that we're going to give here are only 12 people, so they may be skewed or just not a lot of data to go off of, but 67% of the field taking par here and only 8% birdie. So we move into hole 2, 351 feet, par 3, just over 100 meters. We have OB Creek to the right. Then we have a slight fade to the left. A couple guardian trees there, right inside the circle.
You definitely don't have a lot of airspace to work with. As you get closer to the green, the ceiling starts to close in there. So you definitely want to commit to that, just that straight line shot that's going to push with that slight fade there at the end.
It's caught up there at the end, but still pushes down. He'll have a look for birdie.
That one's pulled to the right a tad too much. Can it fight through? Sure does.
This is everything. Park job for Filip.
Yeah, love to see when the course plays nice with you sometimes.
Jim having to get a little sneaky, but he's able to do that successfully. Elias unable to capitalize after the tree kick.
Good save from Fritiof. He was looking at the backside of a downward sloping green, so always good to make solid connection.
Hey, you got to take them when you get them, and missing everything there. It's got to feel good going into the next hole.
Not connecting fully on your drive and walking away with the lone birdie, I think that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Hole 3, 348 foot, 106 meter, par 3. You're going to kind of weave through the tight fairway, finishing slightly to the right. Pretty standard green overall, so really the name of the game is making this gap.
Get back. Oh yeah, just miss it. Oh, nice.
Great shot there from Filip.
Nice shot.
We see the leaves moving.
The circle. Yeah. This sets up good for a righty flex forehand if you have it.
And that just did not make the gap and be pinched quite heavily there on the right side.
What is that wind?
That looked like that got a little frisky. I don't know what happened there exactly. I don't know if that kicked or if the wind grabbed it.
Yeah, far left nonetheless.
Missed this last tree, and it does.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Just throws that one right into the ground. Cut roll over to the right, so he will be next up again.
I feel like he was so far right that he was almost throwing down like a secondary or a different fairway there.
Yeah, it was hard to tell with the angle.
Nonetheless, he's looking at bogey at best now. Elias able to get the birdie. I'd say minimal damage for Fritiof in terms of being able to save his bogey after his second shot.
What are the stats like for this hole?
So this came in as the second hardest hole and actually 0 birdies, which was interesting, seeing that 2 players on our card were inside the circle putting for birdie. No one in the field grabbed it.
That's wild.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
Moving on to hole 4, 604 foot, 184 meter par 4. Beautiful fairway here, especially with the fall colors coming up. We have OB to the left, gets a little tight on the fairway, and some OB over on the left of the basket and behind it. So a lot of OB to contend with running down that left side.
Wind lifted that one almost immediately.
Very windy conditions today. Good news is everyone is competing in it, being only 3 cards. Jim gets a cut roller right into the center cut fairway.
The idea that he had, you could really tell that he was forcing the disc to stay low to kind of avoid some of that wind, but it turned it over regardless.
Early release from Elias, and that goes out of bounds.
I've been 3 for 3 on the struggle bus so far.
Fritiof executes. I would say we give that one the check, because this took an interesting kick for Elias. He needs to go around the storage container back onto the fairway. And Ljungqvist pulls that.
Yeah, not going to be a lot to work with in there.
Fritiof with the best look. Still very tough. So that gets caught up.
And I liked that play. Playing it a little further left, letting it swing, allowing the ground play to kind of skip past that. You do see those stumps there. So the more direct route is, a little blocked up.
Yeah, Filip playing the hole very well. Just take your par here. Especially in these conditions, just makes the OB so much more difficult. Tough putting conditions.
All right.
Great bogey save. Good par save from Filip, as this came in as the most difficult hole for the field today. .42 over par. A couple double bogeys. Only 17% circle hits on their approaches. So tough score from our card here.
Hole 5 is a 272-foot, 83-meter par 3. Name of the game is to get over that ditch. Pretty straightforward. I'd say discing down putter or mid-range, something light, letting it just go right at it.
As this goes off of the bridge, it looks like, or it just got right over. There is OB in that creek, so you do have to mind that. Make sure you do get over, or you can lay up short like that.
I don't think that was the intended reaction, however, should have an easy approach. This is more of the textbook line you're looking for. Pin high.
Perfect shot there. It's going to end up short. Probably out of bounds.
Tap in 3 for Fritiof.
Filip getting another good break and capitalizing. So it's 2 for 2. Looks like Elias's disc slid down from being in bounds on the hillside there. So they do give him the lie on that side of the hill, and he's able to save his par. Jim getting back down to even. We're going to move into hole 6, 420-foot par 4. Very tight fairway, a lot of trees. Looks like jail if you kick off. Not a lot of progression coming down, and then you have a slight little fade here to the right on your second shot. A lot of trees inside that green as well.
Yeah.
Great kick
I didn't mention
into the middle there.
Didn't mention the elevation either. You could see it on video here. Pretty big uphill.
Elevation, wind, tough sidelines for your fairway.
It's a good hole to test the best here in Sweden.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. It's a look.
Great shot.
Wow. That's going to be an eagle look.
So really, as long as you get high enough there to just peek at the mouth of the green. For the righties, that turnover, letting it flatten out there, rest up. Kind of see where these gents lie when we get up there.
Off the rock.
Oh. Nice run.
Yeah, beautiful attempt there for the eagle.
Yeah, tap in birdie's going to feel good when every stroke matters. Coming down to the end here. Fritiof's pumped. He knows how much that birdie means.
was wondering when he was going to address the camera.
Took longer than I thought.
We had
Fritiof
2
always being a
birdies.
fun member. Yeah. This came in as the 15th easiest hole, so pretty short overall. So as long as you stayed on the fairway, not as daunting as it may look.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
Hole 7 is a tight but short one here in the woods. 269 foot, 82 meter par 3. Some undulation in the hills here, but really just straight at it. Looks like a pretty big drop off there on the backside of the green. Starting to see that as a trend here. Fritiof just does not make it down the fairway. Hits early right, kicks far left. So we will see some scramble action coming from him.
Yeah, this is all about speed control. Kind of want to let it slide right up. Kind of what the drone did. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a crash, but
Hey, that's the intended line, though. If you hit the ground right in front of the basket. If not,
and that's stuck to the hillside, so we got room to play there. Wind rearing up again, making it all that much more difficult.
I mean, it seems like it's gusty wind.
Oh, buttery shot. Plays a slight flex, hits early, uses the ground to skip there.
Yeah, well
Love
worth the
it.
replay there.
And using the ground, as part of your play is a little risky here too. I mean, you see all these roots. Anything could happen like that. One little misdirection from something that you may not see from the tee. Oh, yeah.
Oh, big putt from Fritiof to save par. Has that tree on the right side as well.
Love to see it.
Yeah, he's pumped. As the entire card is now under par, well, back to even, so not over par. So these guys have been battling this first third of this round. As this is a 2-a-day technically for these guys, so these guys that are going to move on are going to play a second round in the semifinals same day. So something to consider and keep in mind as we move into hole 8. Another short par 4. Very tight, very technical though. 417 feet, 127 meters. Seems like that one tree there at the end is going to pose a problem on everyone's approaches. Just right in the middle. This first shot sets up really good for the forehand. Just have something kind of finished to the right a little bit. That takes a terrible reaction.
Yeah, coming in a little low there in the landing area. And it gets through.
I would say that's pretty textbook. It's kind of where you want to land. Also push a little more right, just like that.
And that angle looks like it may give you a little bit more of an opening in terms of your footing.
Yeah, there's kind of the sloping hill there. So I would prefer to be a little bit more to the right because it seems like it gets a little more steep on the left side.
Yeah, it gives you a better angle to play into the green as well. Something touchy, letting it land flat.
Yeah, as we see right here, this is great footing and a great gap to throw at for Filip. Puts himself inside the circle. So little guardian trees stopping him up. That was coming in pretty hot.
Good outcome nonetheless there for Fritiof, although it doesn't look like he committed quite to the angle.
Filip unable to capitalize and get the birdie.
Oh,
The roller coaster round continues. Fritiof saves his par. Smoking in.
Nice birdie. Thank you.
staring it down in the chains.
Gets the lone birdie. Gonna feel good taking a stroke on the card as this came in as the third easiest hole. So our card is losing strokes to the field here.
All right, and we are finishing our front nine on a par 3, 266 foot, 81 meter. Going to be gradually moving to the left here. You see a very skinny gap there on the left, but name of the game is
Go through.
well, see, Elias is going for that tighter gap, but you do have something that can swing over to the left as well. Like this.
Nice, come up. Yeah,
It
we're good.
wants to hook up, and it does. It's him just past the basket. Staring at probably about a 10-meter putt.
I think you can really go after this hole with a little bit of variety, depending on what your strong suits of your game are.
Through, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Wow, I think that height really did allow it to fight through there. It's going to have a putt.
Yeah, that worked well.
Get down. Yeah, nice shot.
Fritiof executes a perfect scramble.
Come on.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not surprised we see Elias taking that tighter gap. Still leaves him short, so he's going to be looking at par at best.
Jim in 2 under now. So the card's starting to pick up. I think the strokes matter. Filip getting another one, putting him at 3 under for his front nine. Elias has a turkey. I didn't even see that. That was kind of really low key. Took him out of that. He was 2 over at one point with the double. Stay at 1 under going into this back nine. Fritiof knows he still has some work here. Sitting at par. But plenty of golf left. A lot can happen in 9 holes as we take a look at this front nine. Couple doubles, just a couple bogeys. Other than that, some green as everyone's competing here for these final 4 spots.
Yeah, and I do want to take one final moment to thank our sponsors for the Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's that's been making this coverage possible, so shout out to all of them. Really looking forward to hanging out with all of you on our round 1 back 9 coming at you shortly.